Man, sometimes I feel like this world is just going to hell in a handbasket. My name's Jesse Garcia, and you are on the Unpack Mindset, folks. Let's dive into this video, and yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Laceration to his arm. An officer, Walmart, 1606 South 72nd. I need two squads, one for the victim that he shot and the kid that got cut.
A terrifying scene at this Walmart in central Omaha. One woman is dead, a young boy hurt in what police describe as an attempted kidnapping.
911 received a call. It was a nature unknown open line. A female caller asked for the police. Another voice can be heard in the background saying, "Stop, keep walking."
When officers arrived, they found a 3-year-old in a shopping cart, a caregiver, and the suspect, a woman with a knife. Minutes later, the call to help an officer. And you are watching 3 News Now at 6. I'm Mary Nelson. Developing news from central Omaha, where police shot and killed 31-year-old Noemi Guzman at that Walmart. They say she tried to kidnap a little boy there, and we have police photos from a responding officer's body camera. But I want to warn you, the image that you're about to see is beyond disturbing. This is that critical moment as Guzman, allegedly cut the boy. And officers made a split decision. One, Chief Todd Schmaderer says, saved the boy's life. Our 3 News Now team coverage includes Jeremy Fredericks and Max Williams, but we begin with Katrina Markle.
That deadly confrontation happened right here, just steps outside this central Omaha Walmart.
Terrifying new photos released late Tuesday afternoon from OPD body-worn cameras of 31-year-old Noemi Guzman. OPD Deputy Police Chief Scott Gray says Guzman kidnapped and slashed a 3-year-old boy with a large kitchen knife, and it appears to be a random attack.
At least one officer fired their weapon, and the suspect is deceased.
Police believe shortly after entering the store, Guzman stole a large kitchen knife, forced the child's caregiver to walk in front of the shopping cart as she pushed the cart with the 3-year-old boy inside, eventually forcing them into the parking lot.
The suspect produced a large knife inside the store and took possession of the child, essentially kidnapping the child.
Police were still interviewing witnesses this afternoon, but Gray says it doesn't appear that staff or other shoppers knew what was happening. At 9:20 a.m., 2 police officers arrived and called for help.
They encountered a female outside the Walmart at this location. She was holding a knife to a 3-year-old child that was in a shopping cart.
And that is when the child was slashed on his face and hands, and police immediately shot and killed Guzman. The 3-year-old was taken to Children's Hospital where he went into surgery. We're told his caregiver was with him in the hospital. Investigators, including Nebraska State Patrol and the Sarpy County Sheriff's Office, are still reviewing security footage along with body-worn cameras. They can't say yet how many shots were fired or if both officers fired their weapons. I'm Katrina Markle in central Omaha.
Breaking news in
This is wild, right? You walk into a store and you walk out realizing that the world isn't as safe as it once was. That's what this whole Omaha situation feels like. A regular Walmart morning that flipped into a nightmare in seconds. You got a parking lot, a shopping cart, and a 3-year-old kid who should have been thinking about snacks and cartoons, not knives. But that morning, it became the wrong tool in the wrong hands. A woman walks out with a big kitchen knife, puts a little kid in the cart, and starts threatening him. No mystery, no confusion. Just a dangerous situation that needed to be stopped. And when she cut that child, cut him right across the face. That's what it was. That was the line. That was when the officers had to step in and make a decision that nobody wants to make, but somebody had to do it. And the kid, he's the part that hits you straight in the chest, man. 3 years old, face cut, sitting in a hospital bed with stitches, where a smile should be. His parents posting pictures, trying to stay strong, trying to breathe through all that fear. That's the real story, man. That's the part that matters. And look, we don't need to turn this thing into a movie script. It was chaos. Officers showed up, saw a kid in danger, and acted. That's their job. That's what we expect them to do when a child's life is on the line. There's no softening what happened, folks. And there's no need to feel sorry for someone who shows violence against a child. You make that choice, you face the consequences. But even in the middle of all that fear, there were people who stepped up. Shoppers calling 911, employees trying to help, nurses stitching that little boy's face with steady hands. That's the part we forget sometimes, folks. The world can get ugly fast, but people still show up for each other. And that's the part we hold on to. Not the fear, not the chaos, not the knife. We hold on to the fact that a community moved fast, a child survived, and strangers became protectors in a moment that could have been much worse. I'm going to end this with a positive message, folks. Even in the darkest mornings, people still chose to protect each other. And that choice is what keeps the world from falling apart. Let's try not to become so desensitized. Let's start focusing on better things, folks. This world is just throwing too much at us all at once. Have a good night.